Acting Assistant Commissioner Tracy Chapman. I'm the Acting Commander of Northern Region. Thank you for coming this morning on a very difficult morning and some tragic circumstances. At approximately 11:30 p.m. last night, emergency services were called to the roundabout on Wine Country Drive, just near the Hunter Expressway off-ramp, in relation to a motor vehicle collision. Upon arrival, it was identified that a coach had overturned on that roundabout, and at this stage it appears to be a single vehicle collision. At this stage, there are 10 people confirmed deceased, and a further 25 people have been transported to hospital, and at this stage they have varying injuries. A 58-year-old man, the driver of the coach, was taken to hospital for mandatory testing, and he's now at NSW Police Station and currently under arrest. A crime scene has been established, and that scene is currently being forensically examined by both Crash Investigation Unit and Specialist Forensic Police. If there are friends or family of anyone who may have been on that bus, we are still trying to identify all of the people on the bus. They can contact NSW Police Station. If there are people with information in relation to the accident, they should contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. I urge people with information to contact Crime Stoppers rather than NSW Police Station in order to leave those lines open for friends and family.
Assistant Commissioner, where do police begin with something of this magnitude, trying to support the families?
So obviously we've had a large-scale emergency response, and we'll work through the investigative avenues in relation to the accident. But we have family liaison officers who will be assigned to families to work with them and ensure that they have the support and welfare around them that they need.
Those who have survived and are injured, are you able to elaborate at all on the nature of the injuries? I understand it was an extremely confronting crash scene.
The injuries vary, and I couldn't elaborate accurately on all of those injuries.
Tracy, what's happening at the scene as we speak?
So forensic examiners are looking at the scene, and obviously Crash Investigation Unit doing all of those investigative avenues and processes that they need to undertake.
Have the victims been removed from the scene?
The deceased have not been removed.
And you said the driver is actually under arrest.
He's under arrest, yes.
Action?
He's under arrest. He's been the driver of a motor vehicle collision where there have been fatal injuries, and there will be charges pending.
What sort of charges? Are we saying
it's too early.
Played a role here?
It's too early to go into any of those issues.
Assistant Commissioner, I understand it is very early in the investigation, but it is unusual for you to be able to say that he will be facing charges as opposed to being under guard. What information can you provide that would suggest that he will be charged, and why will he be charged?
There's sufficient information. He's the driver of a motor vehicle. There's sufficient information for us to establish that there will be charges, but I won't go into the detail about those at this time.
Was speed a factor?
I can't comment on the circumstances of the accident. It is far too early.
Can you confirm that this was a single vehicle accident? For example, fog. It was very heavy fog here overnight. No other vehicles were involved.
Our investigation and information at this stage indicate that it is a single vehicle collision, but obviously as we work through that scene and obtain any other information that's available from witnesses or from what the scene presents, then we will look at all avenues.
When did we last see a road crash of this scale in New South Wales?
I couldn't tell you, I'm sorry.
Do you know that we're saying 10 at this point have lost their life, 10 people lost their lives? Do you fear that might increase?
I probably couldn't elaborate on whether it will or won't, but certainly the bus is still on its side and is yet to be righted, and there are also people who are still injured in hospital, at least 2 of which were airlifted, and so there's always a possibility that that number may increase.
So there's a potential that people could be still trapped under that bus as you try and work?
There is that potential, yes.
Well, earlier reports were suggesting that there was 6 helicopters involved. You're saying that a couple of people were airlifted. Do you know how many people were airlifted?
It's my understanding that there were 2 people airlifted. There are a number of helicopters in the event that further required airlift, but most people were transported by road.
Was it an off-duty paramedic that was first on scene, and did any of the members from that wedding party travel to the scene when they were
I wasn't here, I can't comment.
Assistant Commissioner, I apologise to double back, but you've got 10 families this morning, perhaps more, who've been ripped apart and will be watching this and will be saying, sorry, how on earth did this happen? I understand you're still investigating and you have to write the bus, but there is someone who's going to be charged here. What more can you offer to families?
Look, I've already said it, it's a tragic set of circumstances. The number of family members, but broader community who will be impacted by this, you couldn't count. From a policing perspective, our role is to make sure that we undertake a full and thorough investigation to ensure that some comfort may be given to those family members and the public at the conclusion of that investigation and that process.
It is very early on, though, in a road crash investigation to be able to state that charges are pending. Is there any further information you can give us about the driver? Is he he's hospitalised? Is he injured?
No, he's at Cessnock Police Station currently.
Is he injured?
I'm not aware. If he was injured, they were very minor injuries.
Did his mandatory testing come back negative?
I don't have that information at this stage.
Have you spoken to any of the first responders who were at the scene, and have they given you any description of just how horrific this was?
Look, I'm aware that it was a confronting and very traumatic scene. Wherever you've got that large-scale incident with that many people, it's going to be difficult for anyone. So our thoughts are with police and all first responders who attended. From a policing perspective, we have suitable welfare processes in place to make sure that our officers receive support and welfare after being confronted with something like this.
What's happening at the crash site this morning is that there's a crane that's been brought in to lift the bus upright.
At some stage that will occur, yes.
And what else happened? What have the crash investigators told you about what plays out at the scene this morning?
I haven't spoken to the crash investigators.
Just confirming if was the Wandon estate that they were coming from?
It's my understanding they were at a wedding at Wandon Estate and we're travelling to Singleton.
How many do you know at this stage are in a condition?
I can't provide that information.
Do we know exactly where in Singleton they were travelling to? Were they
No.
travelling to accommodation or anything?
I understand that they were been at a wedding together. It's my understanding that they were travelling together to Singleton, presumably for their accommodation.
Were there any children on the bus?
I've not been made aware of any children. I have asked that specifically, and as far as we're aware, there are no children involved.
Do you have any indication? Do you have any indication at all of the age ranges of the victims?
No, I can't comment on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.